Wow, stories.
My partner has an emotional affair with a coworker and lies about ending it. So when we find out we're expecting, I make sure we get counseling and they quit their job to prove their loyalty. I have so many mixed feelings, I don't even know where to start. Sorry if my writing comes through as a ramble. Up to this point, I thought that our relationship, even though it had its ups and downs, did not have any fundamental flaws. But now I have some serious doubts. She told me she just came to the realization a few weeks ago that she is having an emotional affair with her coworker, 45-year-old divorced male. This is in itself absurd, by the way, and that this is unacceptable, and she has to stop. At first, she was not sure if she should tell me. She thought maybe she was going to handle this by herself, because she did not want to hurt me. But since she was behaving so differently, I confronted her and then she opened up. I'm almost sure nothing physical has happened. They weren't even flirting. It was just a vibe that made both of them feel very understood, appreciated, and happy while being together. I know about a few occasions when they went out together after work just to chat. They talked about it and they both have feelings towards each other, but agreed that this is not okay in this situation. She said she felt something that is on another level, something that she never got from me. I told her I want to see all their communications on Messenger, but this is not possible because she deleted it due to shame. I know this would be generally a red flag, but we both have above average intelligence, are mentally stable, and 99% of the time, we can work together and talk through issues. And so far, I did not have any reason at all not to trust her, so I still do. We both know what would be ideal. If we want to fight and continue with our marriage, she has to change her job. But right now, due to the nature of her job, she is a teacher, and it is very hard to find a decent school here to teach at. She is very reluctant to do that. I know this is a bad idea generally, but she promised she will cut out any personal communication with him. The problem is that guy is sitting in the same office and they inevitably meet every day. I told her she can try, but it is my gut feeling this is going to turn out to be a disaster. So I might give her an ultimatum later. I haven't decided yet, partly because first I have to put my mind straight about our marriage, if I actually want to continue it or not. Not because of the affair, but because of the problems that surfaced. I think this affair is a symptom, not a problem. She said she has been looking for reasons why she married me in the first place. But right now she cannot see any good things. She only sees our differences. So the only reason she's staying with me right now is because she has made her vows. So she is going to keep herself to them, however much it hurts to see the prospect of another better life in front of her. She is hoping that in time, she will forget the feelings from this affair and relive the feelings she had with me back in the days. There must be something that brought us together, she said. This in itself sounds very mature and almost unbelievable to be true. I think she is thinking that way because she has some religious core beliefs and thinks that a marriage is sacred, and she loves me so much that I cannot comprehend. Yes, we were both definitely in love, but that in itself is not enough to keep the marriage together. But I'm wondering whether dedication, communication, and hard work added to the initial love is enough. Or does it only work if you have matching personal traits and matching life goals? She said I'm not putting enough emotional effort into our relationship. She feels alone, unappreciated, and a lot of times not being understood. This is the first time in 6 years that she openly said things like that. But she always felt somewhat this way. Her recent affair just made these feelings stronger. Partly I knew about this, but I did not think it was so bad. Or is it just exaggerated by her recent emotional affair? But generally, I think this is not completely my fault, because I have an avoidant attachment type, and she has the anxious one, which combination, I recently learned, is not a good idea. She said she was not mature enough when she made her choice. She saw me as an introvert, but very intelligent man, who would never be able to cheat on her. That's why she chose me. And because she did not want to be alone, she literally moved from her parents to my house, never lived alone and independently. I chose her because it felt so good that someone cares about me. I had quite low self-esteem back then due to social isolation. She did very, very well about caring for me in those 9 years of being together. I didn't notice any of her struggles, but she also said if she had to decide now, she definitely would not choose me. So now the question arises, are we fundamentally incompatible and made a bad choice 6 years ago? Or does this idea of a sacred marriage actually work in the long term? I guess a prerequisite for that would be that both parties believe in it. But I can't believe this 100% right now. I mean, we get along very well as roommates with some extras. Sex has always been really good, but our personality is at least 80% different if you look at hobbies, interests, sense of humor, need for emotional support, spiritual views, me being an atheist, long-term plans, etc. She also said she is afraid I won't be a good father, so maybe she doesn't want babies from me at all, because I'm always alienated by babies. I mean, I'm sure I want kids, but the truth is I'm really afraid how we can handle the burdens and how I can support my wife during those hard days. I know I'm very emotionally vague, on the border of having Asperger's. That's something I just can't change. Imagine someone who is a lighter version of Sheldon Cooper. Now it's up to me to decide. She said she wants to live with me no matter what, but I don't want our relationship to be so one-sided. I think I love her, but for me, talking about my emotions and understanding them is very hard. The only way I can cry, for example, is listening to music. Thank you if you read through. Any advice or insight is appreciated. Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. She said she felt something that is on another level, something that she never got from me. I got to this part and stopped. This is over, and the healthiest thing is to end it. I could not possibly go on with anyone after being told this, for so many reasons. The biggest ones being not wanting to put myself through a one-sided relationship, and because I would want my partner to be as happy as they can be. And if that's not with me, then it's not with me. Comment 2. I see two people that are no longer compatible, maybe at one time, yeah? But not anymore. You can't force a marriage or force two people to be together if they don't naturally want to be together. True love is organic, and the spark keeps the marriage going. I don't see that here. Both of you shouldn't avoid the inevitable. Now, for the update. Thanks for sticking around. I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything. 3 days ago, my world got flipped upside down again. I found out she's been lying to me about cutting off communication with her coworker. I overheard her on the phone with him, laughing like I haven't heard in years. It felt like a punch to the gut. I confronted her and she broke down, admitting she couldn't do it, couldn't cut him out. She said it was like an addiction, his attention, the way he understood her. I was furious, felt betrayed. I wanted to scream, to throw things, but I just stood there, feeling like a fool. I thought about leaving, about ending it all right there. But then she did something unexpected. She quit her job. Just like that, she handed in her resignation. Said she couldn't trust herself around him and that our marriage was more important. I was stunned. It was a bold move, one that left us in a financial mess, but it showed me she was serious. The next day, we were a mess of emotions. She was panicking about her decision, worried about finding another job. I was still hurt, but also impressed by her commitment. We argued, we cried, and in the middle of that chaos, she dropped another bomb. She's pregnant. We'd been trying for a while, and now, with everything so uncertain, she was terrified. I didn't know how to feel, happy, scared, angry. It was a mix of all three. We were going to be parents, but our marriage was hanging by a thread. That night, we barely slept, both lost in our thoughts. Yesterday, we had a long talk. She apologized for everything, said she never meant to hurt me. She was ashamed of her actions, jealous of the connection she felt with him, something she thought we had lost. I was resentful, but seeing her so vulnerable, so desperate to make things right, it did something to me. I decided to forgive her, not because it was the easy thing to do, but because I realized that holding on to that anger would only poison what was left of us. It made me look weak, maybe even desperate, but I couldn't let go of the life we had built together, not without trying to fix it first. We're in a rough spot, no doubt about it, but we've got a baby on the way. And if that's not a reason to fight for our marriage, I don't know what is. We're going to start counseling, try to work through our issues. It's going to be hard, but maybe, just maybe, we can come out of this stronger.